are back here to continue with our chemistry lesson, Physical and Chemical Changes, Standard 7, Chapter 6. I hope you remember the last class. It was the first session in this chapter. It was the introduction for physical and chemical changes. We discussed or we went through a large number of changes that we could notice around us, and we analyzed how these changes affected this substance, whether it is physically or chemically. So now I hope you are aware of how to classify any change under these two categories, whether they are physical or chemical. Am I right? Can I ask you a question? Just visualize the situation. I have two different colored chalk pieces. Now I am crushing them and mixing them together. Two colors got mixed. After that, I add a little water to it and making a paste of it. Then I dry it. When I get it dried, do you think, can I use it in the same way I was using the two chalk pieces earlier? Any change? Physical change? Only shape changed? Or it is chemical changed? The quality of the substance lost somewhere and it became another substance. Okay, think. Pause this video, find your answer, and send me your answer. Afterwards, you continue watching this. When I get your answer, afterwards, after checking it, I will send you the right answer. Okay, let's continue. Last time I had told you that for this day, we will learn more about chemical changes or chemical reactions. Why chemical reactions? Because chemical changes are also called chemical reactions. There, these changes can be expressed in the form of an equation. So, two or more components will react together to give one or more products. The result is called the products, and the components who reacts with are called the reactants. Fine. As we told earlier, we are going to learn 2 or 3 interesting chemical reactions today. The first one is burning of magnesium ribbon. Today we will see this in this board, but the next day we will watch it live. Burning of magnesium ribbon. Magnesium is a metal. Metal can be molded in any shape. It can be drawn into thin wires and made into thin sheets. So if it is made in the form of a coil, thin strip or wire, this kind of a tip is called a magnesium ribbon. So first of all, we are taking a small strip from this coil and with the help of forceps, keeping it above a candle flame. See how it burns. As a paper catches fire, it burns with a bright white light. It is not good to stare at it for long. Fine. After burning, what remains is a little bit ash as you burn any piece of paper. What change it is? Burning is chemical change, you have learned. But here, see why it is a chemical change. The substance magnesium, which is a metal, now changed into ash, and that is not magnesium again. It is another substance. Its chemical composition changed, and now its name is magnesium oxide. How it changed? See, burning is the substance reacts with atmospheric oxygen. During burning, that change is occurring, and magnesium changes to magnesium oxide, which is a white powdery ash. See, the white powdery ash is now mixed in little water in a glass. It is an aqueous solution of magnesium oxide. So, the nature of the substance again changed. It is not magnesium oxide now, it became magnesium hydroxide in water. So, another change. Still it is the chemical change because magnesium changed to magnesium oxide, and when magnesium oxide mixed in water it changed to magnesium hydroxide. The chemical composition changed. So to check the nature is changed or not, we are trying the change in nature of it with the strips of litmus paper. You know what is litmus paper? In 5th lesson in 7th standard, you will learn what is litmus paper, and it is coming under the category of indicators. It is a special kind of paper which is available in red color and blue color, which indicates a solution, whether it is acid or base or acidic or basic. For example, if you take a red litmus paper and dip that in this solution, see this red litmus changes to blue, which indicates the solution is basic in nature, because if red litmus changes its color into blue in any solution, that solution is basic in nature. But if you are taking blue litmus, it will not change its color in such a solution. So the change is chemical in nature, and we tested the nature also. And as I told you earlier, these changes can be represented in the form of an equation. It is called a chemical equation. See this. This is the equation which is not in its chemical formula, so that it is called the word equation. Say, magnesium reacts with oxygen, atmospheric oxygen, giving the product magnesium oxide. And when magnesium oxide is mixed in water, it changes to magnesium hydroxide, and that is basic in nature. Understood? Is it clear to you? So we will move to another experiment, another chemical reaction. Fine. Have you heard of copper sulfate, a blue colored crystal? Copper sulfate can be dissolved in water. So take a little copper sulfate crystals and dissolve it in a beaker of water. Stir it well, add a few drops of sulfuric acid in it, and see, you will get a blue solution. This is also called blue vitriol. Here what we are doing is, we can dip an iron nail in this liquid and keep it away for a few hours. Afterwards, if you observe it, this blue color solution changes to green, that you can notice. You can observe the color change of solution. Not only the color change, some more change. See, the iron nail now changed to brown in color. You can notice some brownish substance got deposited over it. And not this color changes makes it a chemical change. What happens is, the substance changed from one to another. It was copper sulfate solution, blue vitriol, but now what happened? The iron displaced the copper from copper sulfate solution. So the copper sulfate solution changed to iron sulfate. The substance changed. Iron sulfate is green in color, that is why the color changed. So the substance changed to another. And at the same time, where did the copper go? It got deposited over the iron. Clear? I will repeat. This is a copper sulfate solution, and we dipped an iron nail in it. After a few hours, the iron in the nail reacts with the solution, displaces the copper from the solution, and the solution changes to iron sulfate, which is green in color, and the copper deposited over the iron nail. So the total nature of the substance changes, and that is why again this change is chemical. Fine. This equation, it can be represented in the form of an equation, word equation of this reaction. Let us see. Copper sulfate solution, blue in color. It reacts with iron, gives a product, iron sulfate solution, which is green, and the copper brown deposit. Clear to you? Fine. Next and the most important reaction, what we are going to learn is. It may be interesting to you because these components are available at home. You can practice it, do it at any time at home. So this is vinegar and this is baking soda. Take a pinch of baking soda in a glass or tumbler and add a little vinegar into that. What you can notice is large number of bubbles are coming out with a hissing sound. It will be coming out continuously. So you can identify that some kind of gas is coming out. Okay, and a change you can notice is this gas is a new substance. It was not there in baking soda or vinegar, but when they got mixed, that substance came out. Fine. This is the form of word equation. See, baking soda reacts with vinegar, gives a gas which is carbon dioxide and some other substances that we are not going to learn at present. This is carbon dioxide gas, a new substance formed in this reaction. And early when we learned about the characteristics of chemical reaction, we had learned that if one or more new substance is formed after a change, that also may come under chemical change category. Next, what we are going to do is, we are confirming this gas is carbon dioxide and nothing else. So for that, we are doing an experiment. We are directing this carbon dioxide gas to some solution called lime water. Listen, it is lime water, not lemon juice, which is familiar to you. Lime water is a substance which is calcium hydroxide. So if you direct this carbon dioxide gas, which is the product of vinegar and baking soda, to lime water, that transparent liquid or the clear solution changes to white in color, white milky substance. That is a new change. It is a standard test of carbon dioxide that if any gas changes calcium hydroxide into white milky substance, that gas is none other than carbon dioxide, because carbon dioxide changes calcium hydroxide to calcium carbonate, which is white in color. Once again, baking soda and vinegar, we got a gas coming out from that. And when that gas is directed to calcium hydroxide, which is lime water, it turned to white milky substance, which is calcium carbonate. Did you notice the name change of components? One substance is changing into another chemically. That is why the total nature or quality of the substance is getting changed. That is why these changes are coming under chemical changes. So I hope these changes are clear to you. So earlier in our previous section, we learned some chemical changes produce sound. When your mother cooked food, it produces a good smell. And when some vegetables are rotting, it is decaying, it produces foul smell. So somewhere the indication of chemical change is producing good or foul smell. Somewhere sound is produced. You remember that bursting of firecrackers. It produces sound, a smell and good color. Many indications of a chemical change. So in this category, when mixing, when your mother prepared curd from milk, the taste of the substance changed with the smell. So it produces a new substance. Somewhere smell changes, somewhere taste changes, somewhere foul smell comes. All these kind of indications you can see. So generally we classified that in chemical changes, a large number of changes you can observe. Somewhere light or any other kind of radiations like ultraviolet radiations may come out. Somewhere sound or smell will be produced. Somewhere heat will be produced. That is why any kind of burning of any substance is a chemical reaction, because burning always accompany the production of heat. So that is always a chemical change. So these are the indications for you to understand whether a change is chemical change. And I would like to inform you the importance of chemical changes. See, medicine is an end product of a series of chemical reactions. If we want to extract iron from its ore, that also will be after a number of chemical reactions. Every new product is formed or produced after the research or after many chemical reactions. So every product like detergents and plastic, new products are the result of chemical reactions. It is utterly important at present. So once again, if we are having a recap from the beginning, we are once again begins. In many ways we can make changes by cutting or tearing or folding or gluing. You can make changes in paper to make patterns. See, by cutting or carving wood, the wood changes to furniture. Its shape, size changes, but no change in quality. You may remember this. By breaking of a glass or pencil or sharpening this thing, when if a piece is getting apart from that, see, it's still the change in its physical structure, not a change in quality. Next, same thing goes to stitching of clothes. Pieces are cut from fabric and they are stitched together to make clothes in different patterns. Physical property only is affected, the combination is different, but the quality of the substance, the material, the fabric does not changes in these kind of changes. Here, stretching of a rubber band will not lose its quality. It will stretch along it and will come back. The quality of the substance will remain same. Here, it is an inflatable balloon. We can blow it. It becomes big in size or shape changes, nothing else. This is familiar to you for trampoline, bungee jumping. This material or the rope is a stretchable material. That is why this child can go up and down without hurting himself. See this using of elastic. These kind of stretching substances does not change the quality of substance but just facilitates whether to make it big or small or in different shapes. Here, this is very much familiar for you, like your mother make chapatis, making shapes from that dough. You may make different shapes using wax or clay. It is an interesting act for you to make different shapes using wax. You are changing shapes only, making different shapes of objects only, but the substance is the same. Quality does not change but when you make changes in the shape. So this is the last one. In that we discussed that is changing the state of matter. When substances freezes, melts or evaporates, condenses, the content of that substance, which is water, does not change. We discussed it last time. So we categorized physical change only, changes in the physical properties, and no qualities are changed. But in chemical changes, see in burning, the total change, the substance totally changes to something else. Similarly, in cooking also, the smell, the taste, the stuff becomes tender and easy to digest, and some kind of changes in baking and in boiling or in cooking happens to the substance, and that also is a chemical change. Somewhere the mixing also make chemical changes, mixing of condensed components to make batter for making cakes or making curd, and mixing of chemical components in the lab may make chemical changes, and this kind of chemical changes by mixing we learned today. And this also we learned last day, digestion and rotting of substances, and rusting of iron also is a change basically occurs to the substance. Iron changes to something else that we will learn in the next class. A chemical change brings up a change in the chemical nature of the substance, as well as one or more new substances are formed after this change. Here we learned the first chemical experiment or chemical reaction, burning of magnesium ribbon. It was made of metal called magnesium in the form of a ribbon, and we took a strip of magnesium, burned it in the candle flame, and finally it burned to white powdery ash. And that ash was not magnesium but magnesium oxide, another substance. Again, we mixed that in water, and that solution changed to magnesium hydroxide, yet another substance, and that also is a chemical change. The nature of that substance is basic, and we checked it using litmus paper. Next, we learned all these kind of chemical reactions can be expressed in the form of an equation. It is called a chemical equation, and the components reacts are called the reactants, and the result are called the products. In the second experiment, what we did is we made a copper sulfate solution, dipped an iron nail, kept it away for a few hours. We noticed the substance changed to something else which has green color, and once some brown deposit got over it, and when we observed the equation, we understood the substance copper sulfate changed to iron sulfate. We learned the reason, and the color change of iron into brown is due to the deposit of copper over it. The last experiment or last chemical reaction we learned is mixing of vinegar and baking soda, which gave out bubbles with a hissing sound, and we learned that it was carbon dioxide came out. We tested whether it is carbon dioxide in a particular way, that we directed carbon dioxide gas into lime water, which is calcium hydroxide, plain liquid, and when it changed from this to white milky liquid, we understood it is carbon dioxide gas, because carbon dioxide alone can change calcium hydroxide into calcium carbonate, which is white milky in color. So these are more about chemical changes. We learned the other indications after this chemical change somewhere. Accompanying that, light will be produced, sound will be produced, smell will be produced, some gases will be given out. These are other indications too. Sometimes many or more than one type of change also will accompany that, and we also learned the advantage or importance of chemical reactions, because this new products like plastics, detergents, etc. are the results of chemical reactions. Extracting iron from ore or extracting metals from its ore is after chemical reaction, and medicines and other that kind of sorts are after a result of after a number of chemical reactions. It is really important in our life. So I'm winding up this session, and we will continue with the demerits of chemical reactions like rusting and different aspects of rusting in the next session. Until then, thank you for watching this.